Hello and welcome to the program. I am Adeshewa Josh and I am standing at one of the biggest earthing fish ponds in Agoro town, Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, and it is being run by the Agoro Guild Farmers Cooperative, one of the projects sponsored by the Bank of Industry in collaboration with the Ogun State government. When we come back from the break, I'll be speaking with the secretary of the cooperative who will be telling us about the business, the support of the Bank of Industry, and how this pond has contributed to the community. Also ahead on the program.
The ones with BOI we give you is the funds that you use for you to run the business effectively. And what are we talking about? If you need to buy machinery, we give you have access to the fund. If you need to buy your raw materials, you have access to the fund. So these are working capital too. But most of them, they get it wrong by saying, oh, we want money to go and buy the land. So when you buy the land, what about the process of getting the approval, process of getting the CFO, process of getting governor's consent? I mean, the funds. So that means you are giving out the money that is not working for you.
The Ogun State Commissioner for Commerce and Industry clearing grey areas about BOI funds for beneficiaries in his state. This is what an earthen fish pond looks like. They are found in a natural environment and usually far away from the city center. This one is located in Agoro village, Ijebu-Ode, which is about 130 kilometers drive from Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital in southwest Nigeria. This pond is one of many found across the state, and it is run by the Agoro Guild Farmers Cooperative, supported by the Bank of Industry. The secretary of the cooperative, who is also the founder of the business, tells why he started the business.
I started the business after I finished my YC. And I believe I don't have to wait for government before I can provide job for myself. Because I don't think there's a job in anywhere now. So I have to lay my hand on something that to make it in life. So that's why I started the business. When I started the business about 250,000 naira in 2010. So from then, with the help of God, so I think I'm having, a year after, my business is about 500,000 naira. All along, after a year after, I have about 1 billion naira. Then from that, from about 2 years ago, I think I have about fish worth of about 6 million naira. That's how I started the business. Before we approached the Bank of Industry, I have about 4 points. So when I approached them for loan, as an unemployed graduate in Ogun State, and they have to inform us that, okay, we have to gather ourselves before they can grant any loan to any individual. So we have to form a cooperative, and in which we register with Ogun State government. And about 3 or 4 months later, they grant us a loan of 6.5 million naira. So, and from then, my fund has been expanded to about 7 or 8 points now.
Fish farming is believed to be a lucrative business, and catfish farmers have long testified to this fact. Earthing fish ponds are believed to be the most suitable habitat for raising catfish. The swampy nature of the environment is enriched with nutrients, which enhances the growth of the fish. And fish grown in this habitat are said to weigh as high as 20 kg. Depending on how long they are left to grow and how they are fed.
It is a natural environment. We call it earthen pond. It's different from the one of the concrete. Because here they grow faster than the one that's shown, the one of the concrete. And in terms of the taste, this one is quite different. A fish have no limit. It depends on the number of the year and the species of the fish. Yeah, it can, as it is now, it can weigh about 5-6 kilos. So within a couple of 3 months now to 5 months to this time, it can weigh about 10 kilos. We have about 10 kilos. One fish can weigh 10 kilos. So all along like that, depending on the number of the year. Even that's one that we still have the money to push them on. Almost I harvest every 2 months. So at times I harvest about, the last one I sold is about 2.5 million naira. So I think in the next 1 or 2 months now I have to sell on that market. And that made me close about 3 million naira. So I know with that, if I can even remove the loan that I borrow from SA, so I think I'll still have the gain of about 600,000 or 700,000 as a profit. So, and the next 1 month again, I will have another one.
The cooperative has not only grown in size and membership, It has also added value to the community it operates from, with a market that spans across the length and breadth of the country.
We have boosted the economy of this environment because now here we lease the land. So and every year we pay them money on a yearly basis. So and then we pay the community as a whole. So they are getting something from us, and we are feeding the nation at the same time. Because these fish are not consumed by here, they are consumed in either Abuja, Port Harcourt, in the eastern part of the country. Majorly Ijebu, they don't normally consume big fish. So most of our customers, they normally come from the north and the eastern part of the country. So that's how. So there's already a ready-made market. They know Ogun is the base of fish, catfish. So whenever they need fish, they will call us. They have our numbers, so they will call.
Raising catfish in an earthen fish pond takes meticulous calculation. Spotting the right location and getting the feeds right at the different stages. Plus, a good budget makes all the difference. Catfish can eat almost anything it can find in nature. However, on a commercial production, it is important to feed it with quality food to ensure fast growth and optimal weight and size. Unlike other fish, catfish breathes fresh air from the atmosphere. It can survive and grow in brackish and low oxygen water. It can also tolerate high density. The site and the design of the ponds may be the most important factors to the profitability of the catfish farm. Ponds that leak, have irregular bottoms flood, or routinely suffer from a shortage of water will not provide consistent crops of catfish. Naturally, any site that does not have a reliable source of water will not be suitable for catfish production. Here's how Agoro farmers raise their catfish.
This is a earthen pond. We'll start by digging. The size you have seen is 30 feet by 50. We supply water from the borehole. We have our borehole there through this arranged pipe into the pond. We prepare the pond. The net you are seeing on top of this pond is used to protect birds from picking our fingerlings you are seeing inside the pond. This is called fingerling stage. Today makes it the 50th day that we put this fish inside the pond. And what they are taking now is 0.5. This is the fingerling stage, the state at which we take it from the hatchers. We put it inside this pond with the water already inside the pond. This feed, at this point in time, they consume 0.5 mm of the size of coupons that we choose to use. After about a week, we will now change the feed to 0.8. After another maybe 5-6 days, we look at the size. We can now move to the next size, which is 1 mm. After the 1 mm, we go to 1.5. They can consume about 2 bags of 1.5, after which we move to 2 mm. At that stage, they are already juvenile.
Maintaining the health of the catfish is very crucial. To reduce their susceptibility to diseases and increase their survival and growth rate, here's what needs to be done.
What you are seeing now is we are pumping water to increase the water level of this pond. Because when the water is not enough, the fish will not have a free movement inside the water. But you get to a point that this water will be dirty. It will no longer be conducive for the fish. What we do is that we move this pumping machine that we use to pump the water inside the pond. We put it at the edge there. Then we insert this sucker you are seeing inside the pond. We now evacuate the water that is dirty. We drain it completely. And we now put the pumping machine back on the borehole and pump fresh water. And the fish will now have good water to swim and develop. When we give them feed after changing water, you'll see the rate they will eat. They will have more appetite to take more feed, and they will grow faster.
Next is the juvenile stage. The hatcheries are looking slightly bigger and will be fed more proteins.
This is the next stage I told you about. that is called the juvenile. At this stage, they were eating 2 ml of the foreign feed. When they eat this for about a month, then they will become 2.5 months old. Now they are still 1.5 months. After this, we now prepare local feed. And through this local feed, we get it through our feed mill. But we give them the formula that we want. The amount of fish meal we want, the toasted soya we want, the GNC we want, the maize, and all other things that we need to add to it. And we mill it to the size of 2 mm because of their stage, their age. They will take 2 mm for about a month before we change the size of the feed.
From the juvenile stage, the fishes are fed more protein to enable them grow and eventually more carbohydrates to give them weight till the desired size is achieved.
This one is the advanced stage from the juvenile I show you. And what I am giving them now is the local feed I talked about. This size of the local feed is 4 mm. This is the one we made through the feed miller. And we give them this. It's more of protein, like I told you earlier, that when they are at this stage, we need to allow them to grow. We give them more of protein in this feed. So this feed has more protein than any other material. This will enable them to grow faster.
After about 6 months of a combined diet plan of protein and carbohydrates, this is what the catfish looks like. Healthy and ready for harvest.
At this age, this fish is 6 months old. You can see that they are ready for harvest. But if we want to still leave it for the next 1, 2, 3 months, depending on the way we want the size to be, we can continue. But if we harvest at this point, we will definitely make our money and the profit that we need.
Catfish flesh has many practical selling options, such as fresh, live, smoked, cooked, and more. Since it is a very generous source of protein and can be eaten throughout life, the Agoro Guild fish farmers will have their hands full for a very long time, even as population increases.
The sky is the limit. Because that's not how people can do with that fish.